Join me tonight as I share my evening homemaking routine. I started this evening off by working on some sourdough bread. Lately, I have been making 4 loaves at a time because sourdough is a long process, and if I'm going to do it, I make sure to make it extra worth it. I have also just found it to be so helpful with feeding the family. Just having that raw dough sitting in the fridge ready to be baked and used for snacks, sandwiches, and lunch takes a big load off of me. Because playing outside and being active, my kids are constantly hungry and in need of a snack between mealtimes. And a lot of times I will bake the bread, slice it up, and freeze it so I have bread ready to go in the freezer as well. But having a snack prepped and ready is something that I do constantly now. I usually prepare something in a larger portion and have it readily available throughout the week. After we have put the kids to bed for the night, I like to go through the bathrooms and do a quick tidying up. Normally that consists of wiping the sink, refilling the soap, picking up things left behind by the kids, putting away bathtub toys, maybe some laundry the kids forgot to put away, and hanging up a fresh towel for the morning. I have also made it a habit to do a walkthrough of the house in the evenings, just straightening things out or picking up some last toys that the kids may have missed, because during the day and before bedtime, we have made it a routine for the kids to help clean up the house by folding blankets that they played with, picking up pillows, putting away their toys, and just encouraging responsibility about putting away what they used and taking good care of their things by returning them to their place after use. As I mentioned in my previous video, usually my husband is still working after dinner, so I use this time to do a lot of my house chores while I wait for him to free up. Here I am cleaning up the kitchen after dinner time. Before I get to washing the dishes and loading up the dishwasher, I begin by storing the leftover food into containers. I often use dinner leftovers for the next day's lunch. I cannot express how helpful this has been, and I always try to make a little bit more while I'm cooking dinner to ensure that there will be leftovers so that I always have lunch ready for the next day. So this is a nice way to plan and prep tomorrow's meal without having to do really any extra work. I'm already cooking dinner anyways, so I just make a little bit more than I would have. Another helpful thing that we do every dinner time is once we have all eaten, each of the children have a job that they do. Someone collects all the plates and utensils and takes them to the kitchen. Someone else takes the baby to the bathroom to wash his hands and face, and another one will wipe the table. Sometimes if it was a very messy dinner, our oldest will help me mop the floors with the electric mop. By the way, I highly recommend getting yourself that type of mop. It has made my housework so much easier. Currently, I am trying to get into the routine of doing laundry daily, but so far it has been too much of a strain with our schedule and current season in life. So a lot of times the laundry will pile up literally sky high. So I started including the kids in the laundry chores. That way we finally got that laundry cycle circulating. We'd have a constant issue in our household where someone is looking for something specific and they can't find it because it had been washed and added into the huge pile of clean clothes on the folding table in the laundry room that I never got to folding and putting away. So lately, I have been having the older kids pick out their own clothes from the pile and take their own clothes to their rooms and fold and put away. Of course, our younger ones still can't do that unsupervised, but the older kids are more than capable. And a lot of times they'll even help out with the younger kids' clothing. This doesn't always happen though, because a lot of times we don't make the time to do that, and the laundry still constantly gets piled. So a few times a month I get super inspired and I just take the whole huge pile to the living room in the evening and turn on a movie and watch while I fold. And a lot of times my husband will join me and help me out. That's actually something that he taught me. It's something that they did back at his home when he was growing up, and I loved the idea. So when I end up doing laundry this way, I just make piles of folded laundry, and in the morning everyone grabs their pile and takes it to their own room. While I was getting some housework done, my sourdough bread has been fermenting for a few hours, and I was making the stretch and folds. And now I'm doing the last steps and placing my breads into the fridge for the night. I will bake 2 loaves tomorrow and the other 2 the next day. There are the daily tasks, chores, and housework to be done, such as chicken chores, kitchen cleanup, meal making, homeschooling, and things like that. But then there's other important tasks that I do not do every single day. I like to plan out which house chores I will do each day. I don't do daily gardening, bread making, laundry, cleaning toilets and bathrooms thoroughly, mopping all the floors and vacuuming the entire house all on the same day. I distribute the work throughout the week so I don't get overworked and overwhelmed. I try to plan out wisely, although things like gardening can look different in every season, but for other things, I try to plan them weekly. So for example, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I like to make bread or bake something else like cookies, a coffee cake, make some granola bars, or anything else my family enjoys to snack on. Like I mentioned earlier, I will often make a larger amount of whatever it is I'm making that day and stretch it out for at least 2 days. Then on Fridays, I will mop all the floors and vacuum all the rugs downstairs. I chose Friday for this. Sometimes I'll do it on a Saturday, but I like to have a clean home for the weekend and especially for Sunday. That's why I choose to do this part of my cleaning routine specifically on Fridays. So once I've cleaned the whole downstairs, then the kids will do the same for the upstairs. Usually they clean the upstairs the next day if I cleaned on a Friday, because I typically clean the house at night while they're sleeping, so they'll just clean the upstairs the next morning. Our upstairs is much smaller than the downstairs, so I have given that cleaning responsibility fully to the kids, and they distribute the work amongst themselves. Our youngest daughter wipes down all the tables, chairs, and windowsills, while our older son vacuums the rugs and our oldest daughter mops the floors. This has been working out wonderfully for us. It gives the kids a chance to practice responsibility, and it's a great way for me to give them chores so that they can also learn what hard work is. We have been telling our kids very frequently lately that our family is a team and we work together to care for our home, care for each other, and to keep things running smoothly. Then usually on Saturdays, I clean all the toilets and sinks. And on Sundays, we all rest, and I don't really do any housework aside from things that we can't do without, like mealtime cleanups and simple things like that. So this is how I break up the work throughout the week so I don't get too overwhelmed and so that it doesn't take too long all at once. As I wrap up my housework for the evening, I usually use this time to plan tomorrow's breakfast, whether it's going to be the sourdough bread that I had already prepped on this night, or if I want to make an omelet or whatever it is. I try to look through my fridge and just kind of make a plan so that in the morning I'm ready to go and I already know exactly what I'll be making, and this helps a lot, just gets things going in the mornings. So I just want to end with an encouragement to you homemakers out there. I wanted to say that managing your household smoothly is very possible, even on hard days. It just takes a lot of perseverance and practice, and it's so worth it because our families are worth it. So keep on pushing through, loving on your homes and families, because this work that we do is so valuable. Once again, thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope that you found it encouraging, inspirational, or motivational, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.